people, you are welcome to my channel. Please, if you have not yet subscribed, consider subscribing, like and share the video too. Today we are going to learn 6 pieces top, or in Ghana we say Kaba. We are going to learn how to sew 6 pieces Kaba with front zip, and we are going to make it in a shoulder bustier form. So this is the front part I've drafted, and I have a video on this in the video, so you can watch. I will leave the link in the description box. And so this is it. This is shoulder bustier, from shoulder to the waist of the person, the half length of the person. And so I'm going to cut this out, then we'll use it to draft 6 pieces Kaba or top. This is the back pattern. The only thing I've done is the back, I didn't draw the neckline, I just made the armhole, because I'm going to cut this straight and this line straight. Then after joining, I'll cut the neck. So the only difference I made was that this is my bust point. Bust point, I came up by half inch, and then did the dart half here. So 1 inch, this is 1 inch, that, and straight to this. So I'm going to cut this all out, and then I'll place it on my fabric and cut it. I have my allowances, everything in. Also, because the zip is going to be in front, I didn't add zip to the back, zip allowance to the back. And the front too, I didn't add zip allowance to it. So cutting everything, when I place it on my fabric, then I will add the zip allowance at this place. And so this is, so we are going to cut it. Now, before I finish cutting, I need to teach you something. If you measure your back measurement for the back one, the back measurement I'm using is 13, that's 6.5. Then I added half inch to it, making it 7. Then because I'm going to cut this into 2 and join, I added extra 1 inch to it, making 8. So if you are using this format, this back that I'm doing, then you need to add extra 1 inch to your back measurement, that is shoulder to shoulder or back measurement for the armhole. So it's, the back is 13 plus half, and then because I'm going to join, I added 1 inch to it for the joining, and that is 8. So that is the point. You take your armhole measurement, draw it, and then cut your armhole. You need to bear this in mind. Okay. So this is for the back. Hope you can see. So after joining them, I'm going to determine my neckline. I will determine my neckline after joining. So this is it. Hope you can see. This is it. So we are going to join it this way. And the darts I took here, the 1 inch, I added it to 8. So it's going to be the same. I added it to the waistline measurement, then also added extra for joining, and then also added my sewing allowance. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so now you're going to place this on our fabric and then cut it out. Okay, so I folded my fabric. Now this is what I'm going to do. When I was drafting this, I forgot and added extra inch for sewing allowance. So the waist, shoulder to waist, is 16. I added 1 to it to make it 17. I'm going to take that 1 off, because at the end of the day, this is not cut and join. I'm just going to draft it straight, so I don't need to add this up. I don't need to add this 1 inch to it, so you can take notice of that. So I'll just take the extra 1 inch I added from it. If you are doing it cut and join, then you have to add the extra 1 inch to it. Okay, so I'm cutting this one off. And then when I pick the other side too, I have marked the extra 1 inch too. I'm going to cut that one off also. Okay, and I'll do the same thing for the back too. I'll take the extra 1 inch off it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut the middle of the dress, the middle part of the dress. And so because you are going to add zip to it, I'm going to mark 2 inches for my zip allowance. 2 inches, 2 inches, and 2 inches. The length of the top or the kaba is 23. I'll add 1 inch to make it 24. So this is it. Okay, now I'm going to mark my 2 inches here. Okay, so I'll place it here also and mark the same 24. Now the folding of your fabric depends on how much you are going to add to it to get the flare type or the 6 corner shape. Okay, the zip allowance line. Okay, then I'll draw this line also. That's a 24 line also. Okay, so I'm going to place my pattern here exactly on the zip allowance line, and I'll pin it. And pin this one also. Measure from here to the zip allowance. What we have here is 5.5, and so this 5.5 will bring it to the 24. This is the zip line. Also mark the same 5.5 here. This is it. And then we are going to add something. I'm going to add 4 inches. The 4 inches include sewing allowance. That is half for sewing allowance. So 4 inches here. Exactly. So you have to determine the folding by the amount you are going to add to this. And so I'm going to join from here to the point here. So let me try and make it this way. Okay, so this is it, and so I'm going to cut it this way, then cut this, then cut it here. Then after I'll divide it into 2. Hope we get it. So this is it. I'll divide this into 2 to make the middle of the front. Okay, so I'll put this one aside and then cut the other side with. Okay guys, so I've placed the front part, the side on this. Okay, and what you have to do is, this is the sideline where we have our sewing allowance on. So that place you have to have enough there. So you can say I have enough there. So you have to have, the measurement is the amount of layer you are going to add to this plus your sewing allowance. That is the one you added. I added 2 inches, so plus the 2 inches. Okay, so when we come here to, we will place it, we will place our tape measure just at the point here and mark out 24, and it's exactly 24 here. I folded it exactly to 24. Okay, and so I'm going to make sure this is straight. Okay, and so this is it. I have it straight here, and then this one too straight. Okay, then from here I'm going to add my flare allowance 3.5 plus the ½ inch, making 4 inches. So I'm going to mark 4 inches here. So this is my 4 inches, and then here to I'll add 4 inches plus 4 inches plus the sewing allowance, making the sewing allowance is 2 inches, so making 6 inches. So I'm going to place 6 inches here. Hope you can see well. 6 inches here. So I hope I needed to adjust my camera for you to see it well. So this is it. So this is the straight line. Yes, and then here 4 inches including my half sewing allowance plus the 2 inches for sewing allowance, making 6. So I have 6 inches here. Hope you can see. So you are going to join from this to this, and then point also to the 4 inch I marked here. Okay, so this way. As for the flare, you can decide to increase it or reduce it. So I'm trying to just make a bit of curve here. Okay, so this is it. Then I'm going to extend it to this point also. Okay, so you're going to cut this way and cut this way all through. Okay, so put this one aside and then cut the back one or back one. You have to know where the dart is. So this is the dart line. I need to be sure. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so this place is 4 plus 4 is going to be 8. So at least I need to get 8 here. Okay, I have 9 here. Okay, I'll just place this one also here and then pin it up. So I'm going to measure my 24. Then I'll come here also 24. What I have here is 4 inches. I'm going to measure 4 inches here exactly so. And then what I have to add to it is 4 inches plus the allowance. Okay, so I'm just going to cut it out. Okay, so this is it for the back. I'm not going to divide it. We are going to cut the other side for it, just as we did for the front panel. We are going to do the same thing also for here. Place it exactly here to make sure what I have here is okay, it's enough, and then what I have here too is also enough. Okay, so I'm going to pin them. This is our 24, just on the line here, just on this line. Okay, so I'm going to measure here straight. Know that my line is very straight. And then on this line I'm going to add 4 inches. 4 inches exactly so. So this is my 4 inches. Hope you can see it. So this is my 4 inches from this line, 4 inches, and I'm going to connect it to this. Okay. Okay, Chloe. See, this is it. Then on this line, I'm going to add 6 inches, and my distance is exactly 6 inches. Okay, so it's exactly 6 here. Okay, so 6 here. Okay, so this is it. So I'm going to cut this all through to this way, and then cut all through to this. Okay, so I will join these two before I cut the neck of it. Use neck width of 4, and so if I mark here, this is 4. It's exactly on the line, and so I want to join it before I'll mark my neck width and then cut it. This is for the front part also. I'll divide this into 2, and this is it also for our front part also. And so for the front part, I can still go ahead and cut my neck. Okay, but before then, let me do the sleeve. We are going to use a cold shoulder sleeve. We are making the length 10 like 9 inches. So I have the length of this to be 10 inches. It's 10 inches. Okay, and so then the armhole is 16. 8 plus 2 is going to be 10. So I'll mark. So I have exactly 10 here. 10 inches here. Okay. I have excess here, so I'm not going to place it there. I'm going to place it here. So I'm going to mark my 4 inches here. 4 inches. The arm width, we are going to use 13. 13 plus 1.5. So 6.5 plus 1.5. So 8. Okay. So this is it. And then the off shoulder, we are going to mark 4 plus 1, 5. 5 here. Then I'm going to draw my armhole shape. I'm going to reduce this place by 1 inch. 1 inch. I'll use my curve. So this is it. Okay. Then I'm going to join from here to the arm width point. Okay, so I'm going to cut it out. Okay guys, so guys, the next thing I'm going to do is the edge here. I don't want the ends to be that pointed, so I'm going to curve it a bit. And so I will just come up here. Okay. Okay. So I'll place this here. So I'm going to reduce it, and I'm going to do that for all. Okay, so I'm okay with this. When I open up, that edge is gone. It's not that much pointed. So if you like it like that, you can leave it like that, but I wanted to take it off, and this is okay for me. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to place this on the lining and cut lining for each, and also cut stiff for the down parts. I want the stiffs to start from here. The stiffs to start from here. Come to the front, cut the stiff for this area, the bust area also, just a tiny one to cover the bust area. So I'm going to do that. Okay guys, so here is it. I'm done attaching the strip to it. The lining, I've placed it at the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew here the down part and do a top stitch, create a notch and do a top stitch for all. I'm going to do that for all. And so okay, so this is how I did the front part. You can see, you see how I attached the stiff here and here. This is how I did it. Okay, so I will sew all the down part, create a notch and do a top stitch for all, and then show it to you. Okay guys, so this is it. I am done attaching the lining to it. This is the front, the middle part of it. So I'm done. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the neck, and so I'll just measure the 2 inches for the zip allowance here. Then I'll just place this on top, exactly on the 2 inches here. So I'm going to cut. So the neck is 6 inches. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to divide this into 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this one back this way like this, and then sew everything on top. Sew on top and then sew the neckline. I will attach some of the stiff here and then sew and do a top stitch and then turn it outside for you to see. So I'll do that to both. Then when I finish, the next thing I'm going to do is to join this is the front part, this is another part for the front, and so this is going to be this way. So this is going to be this way. So we join it this way all through. So after doing the neck area and the zip line area, we are going to join it this way. But that's what I'm going to join it inside. So I'll open it up this way and then attach it this way. So I'll join it from the inside straight all through and sew straight to the lining and then turn it. So I'll do that and come and show it to you. With the back too, I'm going to do the same thing. The back too, I'm going to do the same thing. This one will come here, and then this one, so it's going to be like this. So at the end of the day, I'm going to have this way. Open it up, join it this way. Okay, then I'll sew everything throughout. I'll sew everything throughout to the lining side too. I'll sew it through and turn it in. So I'll do that and come and show it to you. Okay guys, so I've joined the pieces together. That is the 3 pieces for front and 3 pieces for back. So this is for the back. Yes, this is for the back. I've not cut the neck for the back. I'm not going to cut it. And then this is for the front. So this is it for the front. So you can see, yes, I folded the zip line in. So this is the zip line. I'm going to use this zip for it this way. So I'll just take the pins from it, and I'm going to attach my zip to it this way. So I'm going to attach the zip to it this way. So the excess one will come up, and I'll just fold it inside and sew, and so it will not show. So I'll attach it this way, and I'm going to sew it the secret type, the secret way of fixing a zip. So I'll sew it here so the thread will not show up, and I will do the same thing at the other side also. Okay, now when we come to the back, I'm going to now measure my neck at the back of the dress. So this is the back. Okay, so the neck width is 4 inches. The very essence why I did not do the neck. So you see, this is where we did the joining. If I cut the neck, it's going to affect it. So this is 4 inches here. Okay, and then the neck width, the neck dip that I'm going to use, I'm going to make use of 3 inches neck depth. 3 inches. So I'm going to cut this off. Okay, so this is it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it this way. I'm going to do it this way. I will attach stiff to it and then sew it through and do a top stitch. Then I'll come and show it to you. Okay, hey guys, so I have done it. This is it, the back. Okay, so I'm going to place my measurement on it, and I'll do it on the back and then attach it to the front. The tape measure at the shoulder. Then I mark 12. That is the bust line. 12 here. Then I'll measure 12 also here. That's what I'm using for the bust line. Or 11.5 will also do. And so this is it. And so I will place it here and measure the 18.5. That's 37. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll leave 2 inches on both. Then 2 inches also here. Okay, now when it comes to the down here, you remember we added 2 inches to it when we're doing the flare, or yes, the 6 pieces. We added 2 inches, so I'll just place it here and mark the 2 inches at the down here. Okay, I'll mark the same 2 inches also here. Okay, then when I come to the waistline, which I was supposed to do before going to the down part, the waist is 30, so we have to measure 15. So I'm supposed to measure 15 at the waistline. 15. So I have 2, 4, 6. I have 6 there. Okay, so I'm going to measure 3 on each, 3 here, and then okay, I'll measure 3 inches here. There's some few inches of the lining, excess one. Okay, and so 30. Okay, so that is it. And so I'm going to join to 8, but let's measure the armhole here. Okay, so I'm going to join it straight from here to the armhole point. This is called shoulder, so I'm not going to do too much of it. Okay, let me measure from here and see what I have. 9 inches here. I'm going to hold the up here ½ inch, so it will be 8.5, which is not bad, but I'm going to add ½ inch to it, and I'm going to join it to the bust line this way. Okay, join it this way, so from the bust to the waist, and then to this, but I'm not using this curve to do it. I'm going to use a straight ruler to do that. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so I'm going to join front to back, and so this is it. This is one part of the front, so I'll just join it this way. Okay, and I'm going to open up the lining. I'm going to open it up this way and join together. Then after, I will put it together and sew on the shape. Okay guys, so this is it. I'm done attaching, and I've also attached the zip to it, the front zip. Yes. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do is to attach the sleeve to it. So this is the sleeve. The arm width I use for this is 6, so that is 12 altogether. And then when we come here, the armhole I'm using is 16. We have already taken 8 from it, so 16 divided by 2 is going to be 8, and the 8, because we made it off shoulder, I already took 4 from it, and so remaining 4, and then I added 2 to 8 to make it 6 for sewing allowance. So I'll just determine which part is front. Armhole, this is front, and so this is it. So one will go to the left and one will go to the right. So armhole to armhole this way. We are going to attach it all through. Then when I get to this place, I'm going to measure 1 inch here. So 1 inch here. Okay, and then I'm going to attach it to the dress. As for the dress, it's going to be ½ inch. So okay, and I'll come here also. I'll measure 1 inch also here. Okay, so this is it. At the end of the day, this is how it's going to be. And so I'll do the same thing for this sleeve also. Sew everything, then after I will knit it. I'll knit the whole dress, and after knitting, I'm going to fold this side in by ½ inch and sew on top and secure the sleeve, this part down and this part also down. So at the end of the day, we're going to have it this way. So I will do that for both sleeves and then show the results to you. And this is our coat shoulder or coat sleeve. So this is how I did it. I didn't sew on top again. I just folded and then hemmed it down. so the thread is not showing up. That's how I did it. And this one also. Okay, so this is it for our dress. Thanks so much for watching. If you have not yet subscribed, consider subscribing, like and share the video. Watch out for another tutorial. If you have any style you want a video on, you can also send it to my Facebook page, Max Fashion Line, and let's do this together. Thanks and bye bye.